Immerse yourself in the world of experimental films featuring the works of Filipino and British filmmakers from 1990 onwards. Discover the interconnectedness between the two countries in the exhibit called Parallel Histories, Moving Image from the Philippines and the United Kingdom in partnership with the British Council in the Philippines. And to tell us more, joining us today is an award-winning writer and the exhibit's curator, Erwin Romulo. Good morning and welcome to the show, Erwin.
Good morning, Paulo.
I don't know, filmmaker slash writer slash multi-hyphenate Renaissance man, that's for sure. Why did you decide to sort of flex your muscle in curating a collection like this?
Well, I was asked.
Yeah? Okay.
So
There's nothing like that.
Yeah, that's
okay.
very convenient.
Simple
right?
answer.
Yeah.
But in being asked to do this, I mean, what was your thought process in putting these films together? What was your criteria in curating these films? And what was the idea behind the title in itself, Parallel Histories?
No, I wanted to show that maybe inadvertently the Philippines and the UK, through experimental film, we're actually having the same conversation. So I did really want to present the works by year, by theme, by approach. And that's why I wanted to show that the Philippines and the UK, for experimental film, have a parallel history.
Right. Parallel in the sense that, parallel lines will never actually meet.
Yes.
But is there a point of intersection? There is a commonality, obviously. Yeah.
It's definitely the 1990s to the 2010s. They were very tumultuous time. There was a lot of change, not only with social and political, but technology. So that's reflected in the show.
Right.
So I think this is all, and most of the work's pre-internet as well.
Right.
So it's interesting to see how filmmakers from opposite sides of the globe did respond to the certain stimulus that was happening at the time. Same way.
Right. You were saying that your thought was to focus on particular works and find sort of a counterpart or a counterpoint to these works from both sides, the British side and the Filipino side. How did that work out for you?
Well, I had a year to research it. So that was fun.
Yeah.
I had access to all these archives, and I discovered so many things from England because I was very familiar with the UK, with the Filipino works already.
Okay.
Given it's my time period, like yours.
And mine very much so. So yeah, I wanted to ask you that. I mean, is it a catalog of how experimental film, art film, non-conventional films, sort of developed over this time frame, or is it more like a time capsule that sort of captures the spirit of that time? Yeah,
what I said in my opening remarks when you opened the exhibit is none of the artists here featured from England or the Philippines actually made this for money, made it for commercial acclaim, nor public or with any chance of a public.
Right. Well, those are sort of prerequisites to an art film, really, aren't or experimental film.
Well, not anymore necessarily. But there was no awards, there was nothing, and I guess they just really had to show it. They had to make it.
Okay.
So you can sense an urgency in both works from both countries. Yeah. But the filmmakers, they had a sense of humor about it, but they were also angry.
Right. I'm always quite interested in how your work, what you wrote 10 years ago, what you painted 10 years ago, what you put together as a moving image, which you said is how they want to sort of term the idea now. How have the filmmakers sort of taken a step back and kind of looked at pictures and kind of go, did I really wear that? Did I really say that back then? And what was I thinking? Is the message still as relevant today as it was then?
Yes, because I think what you can respond to, and with the filmmakers who did go to see the works that they were exhibited in, I think they can sense that sense of anger and they see a part of themselves, the best part of themselves really, because again, these were made for no money, no chance of being seen. They just wanted to let it out.
Sure, and their reaction to you sort of finding a counterpart to their message, to their work that sort of, resonated well with each other. What was their reaction to that?
Surprise, shock, and amusement, and hope. Actually, one of them, Tader Metanio, did say, that's hopeful because we weren't just screaming into the void.
Okay, how do you think the moving image has evolved or developed over the years? I mean, we're like you said, it's a catalog of a particular period, 90s to mid 2000s. the technology has changed. Fashion, just what is talked about, spirit of the times has evolved. What was the biggest, I don't know, change that you noted in terms of how things have evolved?
Maybe not change, but what actually really comes out at you is that the medium doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's really the artist.
Okay.
Wala talaga sa pana, nasa whatever.
It's not the pana, it's the Indian. Okay.
Oh, I can't say that anymore. But yeah.
Okay, I see. Right.
No, but you get what I'm saying. It's basically the medium doesn't matter.
Right.
It's really the artist. If whatever they want to put out, whatever it's commercial film, experimental film, static film, installation, as long as it comes from a really real place,
right.
Then if they could manifest it, they will find out something about themselves and the society they live in.
Well, I think the fact that we had to check ourselves on the political correctness of our, it says something as well. I mean, we are a little bit. Do you feel that we're a little bit careful? Do we say what do we still say what we mean nowadays?
I think we do.
Do we censor ourselves all the time?
I think that's not a bad thing. I think it's not a bad thing to catch ourselves, but I also believe in seeing the past for what it was.
Yeah.
Again, one
in the context of what was acceptable then, what was
exactly.
not necessarily acceptable, but what was the spirit of the times.
The spirit of the times and how people were reacting. We were all human,
right?
So we make mistakes, and it's nice to correct ourselves,
right? Well, let's talk about just really quick, just a few names that we're going to be seeing here as far as the artists who are taking part. Or who you invited to be part of this?
Oh yeah, so actually I can talk about particularly two works.
Yeah.
So when I was trying to figure out the show, I saw a work from the British Council collection called by Rachel Lowe, and what you can see in that work is a hand drawing a line on a pane of glass in a moving car.
Right.
And what she's trying to do is actually draw the landscape that's passing by.
Yeah.
It's just an exercise in futility.
Sure.
So I saw the date. It said 1998. I was in school with somebody who made a video about hours long, and it's a camera with a pencil, and it's attached to that, and it's just drawing a line.
Right.
And the ending of that film is when the pencil's done.
It runs out.
Runs out. And that's also from 1998.
Fantastic.
And they had no idea of each other's work, so you can see that was by Poklong Anading.
Okay, so that's a true parallel in a sense, really. Well, really, I think in the end, it's really all about coming out to see the films and appreciate, get our minds blown by what they were thinking along the same lines.
Yeah, and a lot of times to waste.
Yeah. Okay. Good stuff. Well, go ahead and invite everybody. Let's let everybody know where can we catch the exhibit. For how long is it going to be running for?
The show has been extended to January 15.
That's always a good sign.
Although that makes people not go right away. But it's called Parallel Histories, moving image from the Philippines and the United Kingdom, 1992 to 2013.
Yeah.
And it's at the Met Museum at the BGC. It's the new one. It used to be in Manila, now it's in BGC, 30th Avenue.
Excellent stuff. I love the texture that you guys have used on that trailer. It's good stuff. It speaks to me. Erwin, thank you so much for joining us this morning here on New Day.
Thank you.